Now so that we can start. Okay, so we are looking at algorithms, and we say that algorithms are the steps that you use to solve a problem. So whenever you have a problem to solve it, you have some steps that you have to go through. Those steps are known as algorithm, or the steps in general is known as algorithm. Like you want to make a tea, you have to boil water, then add the tea, then add sugar, then stir, then you have a tea. So this is the algorithm of making a tea. Now we're going to look at a basic algorithm known as the algorithm of linear search. So what is linear search? If you have numbers that are arranged linearly like this, say 10, 20, 30, 40, you want to go through them and search for a number. So let's say you want to go through this linear array and search for the number 30. How would you do that? You will know that normally what you will do is that you will check the first one and see, is this 10 equal to 30? If it is not equal, you go to the next one. You check again, is this 20 equal to 30? If it is equal, you stop. But if it is not equal, you go again to the next one. Is this 30 equal to this 30? Then yeah, that is true. So once you found the that two of them are equal, you break out of the loop, you go out of this. There will be no need going to search this next one. So that is what we call linear search. You're simply looking at numbers in order to find out whether there is a number there that is equal to your target. So linear search simply means you're searching through an array of numbers linearly in order to find out if any of those numbers in the array is equal to the target. Target simply means the number you're searching for. So when you're talking about linear search, you're searching for a particular number. And how do you search? You compare that number to any of these numbers linearly until you find the one you're looking for. Once you find it out, you stop. And that this is the algorithm to that. You're gonna first of all uh, declare a variable of found and initially put it as first because you're looking for this number. So you assume that you've not found the number. That's why the found is false. Now, what you're going to do is that you're going to loop through. And we already know that when we want to loop through an array, we use the for each method. So for each int num in numbers, so for each number in this numbers array, we're going to go through and we're going to check if the number that we are at, say if we are at 10, if that 10 is equal to the target, which is 30, what do? We say that we found it. So found becomes true and we break out of this loop, we'll stop. But if it is not, then we know that we are going to continue the loop. Then we'll put n becomes not no longer 10 but 20. So that is the algorithm for that. So once you've gone through, if you found it, you say found. If you've not found, you say not found. So this is a ternary operator for saying that if found is true, we should write found, but if it is not true, we should have not found. So let's put this into practice. We are going to go back to our code. So this is the editor that we are using, and we're going to create a new console application, and we're going to call it linear search. So we can see these are the applications that we have. So we're going to come here and say .NET. We're going to tell .NET, please help us create a new console application and give it the name uh, linear search. So we're giving it the name linear search. So I press the enter key. So it's going to create it and it will make it one of these here. So we can see now that we have linear search. This is it here. So it has created this linear search console application. So I'm going to click on it and I'll click on program.cs, which is where I'll be writing the codes. And I'm going to clear out what is already there so that we can have a perfect write up. So I'm going to clear this out. Then we're going to plan out this code. We said anytime you're writing a software, you need to plan it out. And this is typically what your interviewer will be looking at, your thought process. So what we're going to be having here is a linear search. Linear search is a simple search algorithm that checks each element. Okay, I think I love this explanation. That checks each element in a list one by one until it finds the target element or reaches the end of the list. Okay, I think this is cool. So that is what a linear search is. So typically what we do in linear search is that we declare the array that we're going to search through. So now we're looking at the array of numbers, which is perfect. So that is the array that we're going to be searching. So we all, after declaring the array that we're going to be searching, we declare the target. So what is the target number? So the target is 30. That's the number we're going to be searching. Now we're going to say that the boolean found is equal to false. That means we've not seen 30. That's why we're looking for 30. Because if we are seeing 30, we are not going to be looking for 30. Then for us to now check through, we have to look through. We have to go through these numbers one by one. And for us to do that, we use for each int number in numbers. So for each number in numbers, we check if the number is equal to the target. If that is the case, we say that yes, found is now equal to true. So it's as simple as that. And once we found it, we have to break out of the loop. There's no need checking the next number. There's no need checking the next number once we found it. So we'll then close it out. Then we can simply, once we close out the if, we also close out the for loop. Then we can simply come here and say console.writeLine. If found is true, write found. If not, write not found. And that is the whole of the code. So if I save this now, if I come down here and run this code by saying .NET run, I'm going to see true, found. I'm going to see found because there's actually 30 in this. So if I press the enter key now, so I need to cd into linear search first. Linear search. So once I'm in linear search, that's when I have to do that. So Control C, then I cd into linear search, then I do .NET run. So I'm going to see found. So why I'm going to see found is because there is 30 in the array of numbers. So if there's no 30, it will tell me no, okay. I missed out comma at line what? Line 17 to, where did I miss out? Line 2. In numbers, this, break, round. Okay. I hope I saved first because I'm not seeing any error that. Okay, so you can see found here because it's there. So let's say I put 5 here as the target. and run this code again. So 5, there's no 5 here. We have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So if there's no 5, it's supposed to say not found. Okay, you can see it's not found now, but if I put 30, found. So basically what I want us to take home today is the way we laid out this. So in trying to understand this, so the first thing we did was to declare the array of numbers to search through. So that's the first one we did. So this is the array of numbers that you want to search. If you want to do linear search, it has to be a linear collection that you search. So once you've declared that, then you have to now declare the target to search for. Yes. So you have to declare the target that you want to search for. So you ask yourself, what am I searching for? What is the target? So the target here is 5. Now, once I've declared the target that I want to search for, I have to assume that I've not found what I'm searching for. Because for you to start searching, it means that you've not found what you're searching for. So you declare a Boolean variable to store the result of the search. So this Boolean stores the results of the search, whether it's false or true. Okay. Then after that, what I do next will be to look through the array of numbers. So I have to go through this array of numbers. And when I'm going through this array of numbers, I'm using the for each method or the for each loop to do that. So when I'm going through, I have to check if the current number I'm looking at is equal to the target number. So that's what I check. So once it's the target number, I'll just say that I found it. And that is the algorithm. And I'll break out. If not, I keep going. And if I finish the loop and I did not find what I'm saying I'm looking for, then it's going to be not found. That means found is equal to false. And I'm going to record not found. But if I go through it and I'm able to find what I want, then found is equal to true. And I'm going to say found. So I simply then print out the result of the search. So the result of the search is the found. So it's either, if it is true, I console out found. If it is not true, I console out not found. So that is the basic algorithm. And you have to understand these very steps that I will go through. All the steps that I've highlighted um, with the comments. Those are very important steps that you need to know in order for you to know that you've really understood what we are doing. So understanding the problem is very, very important. If you're going to be solving uh, stuff like this in interview, when they say linear search, you need to first of all understand what linear search is all about. Because if you don't understand it, then it becomes a problem. But you have to understand it first before you can be able to solve it. And once you're able to understand what linear search is all about, that's when you'll be able to write down the steps. So these steps are what will make you to be able to solve the problem. So, and you need to understand what is going on here when we say for each int number in numbers, and understand what this is. So this is the for loop that we've looked at, the for each loop. This is the if else statement that we've looked at, and these are variable declarations that we looked at. This is array declaration that we've looked at. So understanding all this line by line is very important. This is a Boolean declaration that we've looked at as well. So you need to understand this code line by line in order for you to be able to appreciate this. So I'm going to give an assignment, and the assignment that I'm going to give will be to put this code that we've just written in form of the whole process that we looked at in software development, which number one is planning, number two is design, number three is solving and testing. So let's do that four steps for this as an assignment and submit it to me. Okay, so let's stop here for now so that tomorrow we can look at bubble sort.
Sir, please, I didn't understand the assignment. You said we
Okay,
should.
so the assignment is typically exactly what we've solved now, but then you have to arrange it in this form. I want us to arrange the assignment in this form. Let it be in this form. Okay, so let it be in this form.
Sorry, sir. Network was disturbing me. Please, can you go again and over again?
Okay, so the assignment is exactly what we've solved already, but I want it in this form. This place I wrote creating an ATM program is going to be creating a linear search algorithm. Then under planning, I want you to write this plan so that I will know that you have the right thought process for solving this algorithm. So you're going to tell me that first of the array that we're going to search through, then the target number that we're going to be searching for, then the search result, which is false initially because we are starting to search, and then how we'll now use the for loop to loop through the array and check if the target number or if the number we are looking at the moment is equal to the target number. If that is true, then we'll say that we found it. So we'll change found to true from false, and then we'll break out of the loop. But if that doesn't happen and we finish going through, then we can report that found is false and we can console out our result. That's during planning. Then I don't think this is gonna have much of a design, but if you have some concepts of what you want to put on the design for this, you put it there. Then develop will be your actual writing of the code, similar to what we've done. Then during testing will be uh, testing it out, what you've written. So I want you to organize this assignment in these four steps and submit it to or push it to GitHub and send the link to me. IT, does that make sense now?
Uh,
IT, does that make sense?
the assignment, we should do it with the linear search. Yes, sir. But we should do it with the linear search, right?
Yeah, exactly with linear search. Exactly with linear search. But if you want to add bonus
Okay.
to me like another
No
search,
problem.
you can also do that. But I just want you to, I just want to build your mental strength of understanding the problem before solving it. That's the essence of this assignment. Yeah. So tomorrow we look at bubble sort and we can move from there. Yeah.
We should write everything on the VS Code.
Yeah, on VS Code. Yeah, put it on VS Code with comments. Yeah. Does that make sense? I think we can also look at this bubble sort now, but okay, let's leave it for tomorrow. Yeah.